Russia is also taking steps to offset the harsh economic sanctions from the West meant to punish Moscow's move in Crimea. Russian President Putin is planning a self-sufficient domestic credit card industry. Daria, Bondarchuk has more.
Russian President Vladimir Putin said the national payment system would help reduce Russia's reliance on U.S. financial services companies and limit any disruption to Russia's economy resulting from foreign sanctions.
It is a pity that some companies made a decision about some well-known restrictions. I think this will simply lead to the loss of certain market segments for them, a market which is very profitable.
Last week, Visa and MasterCard stopped payment services for clients of Bank Russia, its subsidiary Sobinbank, and several other Russian banks whose shareholders were on the U.S. sanctions blacklist. Russian political analysts say Putin's decision is in part a response to his domestic critics who complain about Russia's excessive reliance on foreign payment systems, claiming they enable foreigners to hold Russian banks hostage.
I do not think that contracts with Visa and MasterCard will be cut off in the close future. I think that all contracts will continue, but this decision has very strong symbolic meaning.
Efforts to set up a Russian bank payment system has been in the works for over 3 years. Financial analysts here say this system will not be easy to create or implement, but they consider it essential to diversify Russian banking, which relies on Visa and MasterCard to settle payment transactions.
It will be a burden for the federal budget, which will possibly be shared by the banks participating in the system, though their share will be minimal, and of course the central bank will have to spend some money. And certainly it will cost tens of millions of dollars or more.
Russia's central bank and Russian lawmakers estimate the demand for such system with a domestic processing center will be high, because eventually it would handle up to 90% of all transactions in Russia.
If the government creates the situation in which this national payment system will be cheaper than others to use, then people will go in and start using it.
The draft bill establishing the new bank card payment system is expected to be finalized by October this year. International credit card companies such as Visa, MasterCard and UnionPay will have a new local competitor, while Russian consumers will get more freedom of choice and a new homegrown option that will help protect them in case of banking disruptions due to political conflicts. Daria, Bondarchuk, CCTV, Moscow.